Welcome to Loud and Lifted, the podcast where we amplify women who lead with courage and make bold moves. I'm your host, Betsy Ham. This week's Quick Lift is inspired by Gwen Wiscount, a powerhouse sales leader and entrepreneur. Gwen's journey is all about action, grit, and being intentional. In under 10 minutes, we are digging into those key takeaways and action items from our conversation with Gwen. No matter where you are in your journey, this is your reminder: your career doesn't just happen, you build it. Let's get into it. Takeaway number 1, hinge moments shape the story. The biggest changes in your life often swing on the smallest choices, a bold move, or a yes risk. Now, this was not a concept that I ever heard of, which is very interesting, however. And this is based off of a book by Michael Lindsay. And he talks about hinge moments are those crucial decision points in life where actions can have a disproportionate impact on future outcomes. These are significant, and sometimes they may be obvious. Gwen talked about one of her very early on hinge moments in her career was after she graduated college and she had 2 job opportunities in front of her. One was staying local and staying comfortable, to be honest, with a company that she was familiar with. And the second opportunity was moving several states away, really starting fresh and starting over in an industry that she didn't have experience in and didn't really sound the most glamorous. She went with the later option, which then had a different trajectory of her career. She probably could have stayed here and everything could have been great, and who would have known how that would have continued to grow. But because of her moving to Florida and because of the people that she met, it changed the path of her career. So that was a pretty significant hinge moment. I think hinge moments can be as simple as sometimes taking a call or taking an interview. Through the years, I've had certain companies reach out who want to discuss, and, I always take the calls, even if I'm not looking, because you never know where that can lead to. And maybe it's not now, but maybe it's in the future. I think about that even how I ended up at Duck Donuts. I was kind of keeping an eye out, and somebody had mentioned that they were looking to open their corporate headquarters in Mechanicsburg. I had never even heard of Duck Donuts at the time, but I decided to take the call and set up the meeting. And that really opened my eyes and became this huge hinge moment in my career that never would have happened if I didn't take the call or take the lunch meeting to learn more about it. So, action item for this week: reflect on one hinge moment in your life that changed your direction. Was it good? Was it bad? Did you open a door? Did you close a door? Sometimes closing a door isn't a bad thing. But think about that. Reflect on if you should have or would have done anything different. But most important, think about the future. What's that next hinge moment that's coming up? And what are you going to do about it? Is it a door that you should be opening or, again, maybe closing? I just saw a quote from Mel Robbins the other day. It says, "You are one decision away from a completely different life." Think about that. Takeaway number 2, if you want something, tell someone. Your goals need exposure, and when you speak them, first of all, you start to own them. Second of all, the people you speak them to may be able to assist. Maybe it's an introduction, maybe it's a connection, maybe it's pointing you in the right direction of something that needs to happen in order for this to occur for you. This can take a lot of different meanings. However, a lot of it's based on relationships and connecting the dots and being intentional. There was more than one time in my career where one time when I was at Hershey and I wasn't being very clear or outspoken about my goals or what I wanted to do moving forward. And it definitely caught up to me. When I finally did tell my boss, she was like, "I had no idea you'd want to do that." And I missed an opportunity. So that was one opportunity where I should have told somebody. And maybe it's something that you're working towards, or maybe she could have helped connect the dots for me, but I didn't tell someone. Now, there's another time where I actually did a great job of this, and that's when I never set out to be a CEO of an international donut franchise. But as the opportunity was sort of unfolding, as we were looking to sell the company, I realized that, wait, nobody asked me, but I want to be the CEO. I didn't want someone to come in from the outside. We had such great positive momentum at the time, and I knew I could continue to move the brand forward. So I literally had to tell the founder and then CEO that that's what I wanted. Now, of course, there was a lot of steps and interviews and process that went behind that. But if I wouldn't have said something, I could have easily been passed over for that job. Action item: share one goal out loud this week. Now, with somebody who can help you, like a mentor or a colleague, or even if it's your friend, but saying it gives you power and they can maybe help hold you accountable and ultimately help you connect the dots or help you get to where you're trying to go. Number 3, nothing is permanent. So this cracks me up. Gwen mentioned this. I remember saying it very flip to her, 17, 16 years ago. She was really overthinking her decisions. And I said, look, if you don't like it, then you can move on or move back or find something different. She was acting like this was a permanent decision, and it wasn't. You can always reroute. And, Gwen talked about thinking in 2-year plans or 1-year plan and not forever, which when you think about that on a smaller scale, then you're more likely to take the risk or try something new. I think as women, especially as we wait for complete clarity or complete confidence. And a lot of times we're not going to get that. Sometimes we have to take the risk and put it out there. I have a friend who recently has been talking about wanting to start her own business, kind of as a side hustle at first till she can get it off the ground. Obviously need the stability of an income. And, she finally realized, what is she waiting for? So she started slow. She's taking steps, starting the LLC, getting things around, creating the marketing material, but it's just taking that step and moving forward, because sitting around is going to not ever have it happen. So action item for this week, give yourself permission to make a move, whether it's big or small. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And the last takeaway, exposure over effort. Doing great work is one thing, right? That's step one. That's foundational. It's very important to have great work, strong performance. But who is talking about you when you're not in the room? You need sponsors and supporters. You need to be intentional with who you surround yourself with and know the relationships take work. This is one of my big ones for sure, because I have seen this happen countless times to women throughout my career where they do really great work, but nobody really realizes what they do or the value that they bring. I understand being your own PR person sometimes can be uncomfortable, and people don't want to come across as cocky or conceited or taking credit for something that maybe was a team effort, but you have to get exposure. People have to know the value that you bring. And the only way they're going to do that is by you talking about it in the right way, sharing it, and making sure that others around you know what you do. I often talk about this. Does your boss know what you actually do? And more importantly, does your boss's boss, or maybe somebody whose job that you would like something similar does? People have to know the value that you bring. And this is definitely a hard one. Also, think about this. Most promotions and jobs are filled by who you know. Let's be honest, right? It's the relationship, it's the connection. So if people understand who you are and what you do, then when the opportunity for a job or a promotion comes up, they're going to think of you. So action item for this week, identify one person who could be a champion for you and build that relationship. Get visible. This has come up multiple times on multiple podcasts, but being visible is so important, and you can't be the best kept secret in the room. No matter where you are in your journey, the message is clear. Be bold, get intentional, and start laying the groundwork now. Because when opportunity knocks, you want to be ready. Say yes to new experiences, share your goals out loud. And remember, doing great work is only part of it. Find your champions, take the risk, and own your path. And of course, keep getting loud and lifted. If you haven't listened to Gwen's episode, I strongly encourage you to do so. As always, if this episode resonated with you, please like it and share it. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Until next time, stay loud and stay lifted.